Hey there. This is the PAMcast for August 19th, 2025. We always turn it on, let Restream and LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube do all their magic bit movement stuff until we get a thumbs up from our production staff. Love calling production staff. They're so good at it. And if we get the thumbs up, then we'll actually go through and talk about what we're going to talk about today and do the PAMcast itself. Hey, look at that. We got thumbs up. That might be the fastest thumbs up that we've ever gotten. After doing this for, a year and a half now, you think we'd get the whole process down pat, but yeah, it is what it is. So, officially, welcome to PAMcast for August 19th, 2025. This is the monthly update on TechIDManager, how TechIDManager is going, where we're headed in the next month, what we've done in the past month, general state of the company, how things are, and any sort of things that I get sidetracked on. Because I'm the founder, it's my company. All right, some big things happened this month. Let's switch over and bring up our agenda. Boom, this is our agenda. The most important thing, as with every business, the business lives or dies based purely on the logo and the website. So that is what we have been focused on for the last month. We have had the stop sign logo. It said stop sharing admin accounts forever, and the little RS logo. We got a new logo. ID in the middle of TechIDManager. You can see it up here in TechIDManager, and you can see it in the ID logo itself. This will be pushed out with the next releases for the TechID client in the portal. It'll slowly replace the RS logo and the stop sign kind of everywhere, because that is how companies succeed. If you can't tell there's sarcasm behind that, there's totally sarcasm behind it. But that's important, so we're going to try. What else we've been up to? We have been working on SOC 2 compliance. This was on the agenda last time because we worked on it last month. We are continuing to work on it this month. It is a lot of box checking, paper filling, background check running, all that kind of stuff. Most of the stuff we already had in place. Some of it we just have to document. Some of it we have to bring up evidence for. Some of it we have to set up the automatic monitoring for. Right now we have a gap analysis that's being done on our SOC 2 readiness right now. So we should get that in like another week and a half, I think. We'll get our readiness assessment, and then we will make whatever changes are necessary and get our SOC 2 Type 1 compliance certificate, hopefully by mid to end of September. It's kind of the time frame we're hoping. It might end up flowing over in October a little bit. We'll see. It is some comments on SOC 2. I've been involved in compliance framework stuff, auxiliary, like on the side. People have come to me and asked questions about it. But this is the first time that I have been in charge of a SOC or any sort of compliance effort. I've read them. I've had a general understanding of it. But to actually go through it is very interesting. It is, at the high level, it seems like a prescription for what a corporation should look like and what it should have in place. Very accounting based. SOC 2 came from the accounting realm. It's being applied. I always thought it was a weird standard to apply to software companies and SaaS companies, but that's what people are requesting first. So SOC 2 compliance is what we're doing first, then maybe one of the ISO compliances after that. We bought some software. We'll see how we like it. So far, it seems nice. So it's been a large portion of time spent on that. A little side note, as I have started to go through this SOC compliance stuff and my searches have been more related to SOC 2 compliance, I've been served a lot of ads on companies that will, quote, do SOC 2 compliance for you or do NIST compliance or whatever compliance you want for you without you doing anything. And there was one that stuck out in my mind the other day, and it said there were like normal SOC 2 compliance is 250 hours of time, and they could get that down to 15 to 20 hours of your time. But how much are you really becoming compliant and changing your company. If some third-party company comes in and lays all this paperwork and policy and process out, and you don't actually go through and change anything of your company, they just do a bunch of checkbox things for you. It's really interesting. Really quite eye-opening to see the different types of SOC compliance, different types of compliances that go on. Some people, like I've said many, many times, some people use it as a marketing thing. Like, oh, look, we're SOC 2 compliant, we're HIPAA compliant, we're these things compliant. And they really didn't change anything about the way their company ran. They aren't more secure because of it. They just checked a bunch of boxes and moved on and made a bunch of lies or a bunch of evidence, a bunch of exclusions. The other way that you can use compliance frameworks is you can actually look at what they say, evaluate their requirements versus security and what security you're getting from them, and then implement the security that matches the framework. So there's a lot of good things there. Like I was talking to some person on a demo earlier today, and they were saying how one of the things that they're doing, I'm not going to mention any names or vendors, but one of the things that they were doing, they could make some exclusions for, and they had to really justify to get their compliance, get past the compliance audit, when the right way to do it was obvious, but just a little more difficult, they thought. And then there's software, like TechIDManager, that made that much easier. So they just blew right through. Everybody here already should be a TechIDManager partner. You should already know what those things are. Preaching to the choir, honestly. So I'll hop off that little rant about SOC 2 compliance, and it's quite a bit of work, and it's really a lot of prescription for what a company should look like. There are requirements that, like, you have people unrelated to the company on the board, which is interesting requirement. That's really a big company thing. So, but you have to have it. You have to have it. Next, newsletters. We mentioned this last time. We have a newsletter. If you want to be receiving updates from us, sign up for our newsletter. ruffiansoftware.com/newsletter. Enter your name and email, and we will add you to our newsletter and send you the information about releases when they happen, notices of things that need to change, servers that we're going to swap out, anything like that. So from a company perspective, we're just kind of chugging along, growing, adding clients, doing great things, refreshing our logo on our website because it's going to make companies grow even more. All right, we always have the same framework. The next features we're going to talk about today is the boring technical stuff. These are the things that have changed in the past month related to TechIDManager. We released a new version of the macOS TechID client. This was streamed out via, auto-updated via the Apple App Store. Major changes in this are speed. It loads significantly faster. It should get credentials faster. The refreshing should be faster. Everything about interacting with the list of credentials inside TechID client should be significantly faster on the Mac OS. The Mac icons for Mac agents are there now. If you had Mac agents deployed, they were showing up as blank because the older TechID client for Mac OS simply was unaware that the Mac agents existed. We only had icons in there for Windows, domains, and Entra ID. Now all the icons are in there for Mac agents also. And because it's that important, I'm going to list another technical change. It is faster. We did some pretty significant speed increases in the TechID client for the Mac OS. It should have auto-updated. You should be on version 6 something. I don't remember the exact number, 6.124, I believe. I'd have to go look. If you have any questions or concerns or any issues with the current Mac OS TechID client, support@techidmanager.com, and we will get those issues resolved and fixed for you. Next, there has been a semi-persistent, semi-random issue where people will contact us and say the TechID client in Windows has not been able to send credentials to VSA Live Connect for some people. Sometime. We finally got our hands on a copy of VSA Live Connect to do some testing with and figured it out. There is a keyboard selection icon along the top that goes from remote to local. Make it local and it works. If it's remote, it doesn't work. There's a blog post on the how-to articles on ruffiansoftware.com that talks about this now. There's a little video, shows you where that button is and how to use it. Check that out. That has been an intermittent, semi-random, long-running support question that we've gotten, and we've never been able to get to the bottom of it. We believe we've gotten to the bottom of it. So TechIDManager, next one, TechIDManager 𝗕𝘂cie base version 6.0 has group memberships in pre-release. We are still waiting on a few more features to be added to get TechID Agent 𝗕𝘂cie base 6.0 released, shared accounts, and a few other things, and a new inner install style. But the group memberships, which have been requested by several people, are there in pre-release. So if you install the TechID Agent 𝗕𝘂cie base ID 6.0 in your MSP tenant, and you make a TechID write of style PAM Azure AD that matches the name of a group membership inside an Azure tenant, and you assign that write to a technician via a triplet or a group, that technician will be made a member of that group. With the just-in-time accounts, group memberships are removed and added just like rights are removed and added every time an account is enabled or disabled. We'd love for you all to try this out. If you have concerns, questions about it, support@techidmanager.com, and we can answer those questions for you. Because of the SOC compliance that's been going on, that's about all the releases we've had. We had a Windows agent release and host release with some minor updates in them. Not much really that changed there. Next time, these 3 items, what? AI assistants. Why do, step off on a little tangent here. Everything is getting an AI assistant now, and it is frustrating when the AI just pops up in the middle of nowhere for no real reason. If you're going to implement AI in a product, implement it in a way that helps people, but doesn't get in the way and doesn't force them to use it. Gripe, personal gripe. Anyway, these 3 items have been on next time twice now or more. It is merely a matter of development priorities and time to get to them done. I don't care. Stop showing. There we go. Yay. See? AI supposed to be helping me out is getting in the way. Yeah, I'm going to not go rant about AI and how it's being misapplied. It's a great, phenomenal tool being misapplied in too many places. It's like somebody invented a new mousetrap and they think that it's the best thing ever. Like the glue mousetraps, to draw a great parallel maybe. Glue mousetraps are not that good when you've ever used one. But they have a point. They have a place. Anyway, we have another agent coming. This will be, it's real straightforward. We haven't put development priority on it, but it's kind of exciting to us. So it's listed on here for next time. The 𝗕𝘂cie base 6.0 with shared accounts. This is something that I never thought people would want. But there has been quite a bit of call from existing partners and potential partners that the 𝗕𝘂cie agent, they'd like to be able to control and share account access to global admin accounts inside of 𝗕𝘂cie between technicians and MSP. So it's coming. Just like the other agents we have can do both unique accounts, make unique accounts, and take over and share accounts, we're doing the same thing with the 𝗕𝘂cie agent, just to round out the functionality and give all the options for everything. And auto update for TechID Agent.Windows. It's been coming for a while. That is it's there, it works. It just needs to be polished up, run through final testing and released. That's all there is to it. It's just not been the highest priority thing, and the developers working on it have been pulled off to work on other stuff. So it sits in a 95% complete state, wanting to do its thing. And because with every release, we release a PowerShell script that'll do the update. It's also been seen as low priority, but we understand there's a need for it, and we're working on it. So that brings us to the end of our agenda. To recap, new logo, SOC compliance, continued releases, some polish on the VSA Connect, and some understanding there now. Didn't require any changes on our part. Just requires clicking that button inside the VSA Connect window. And we're still working along. making TechIDManager better for you, the partners. That's really all there is for today. Feels like it's a short PAMcast. I think we're what, like 15 minutes in? So like, I will bid you au revoir. And if you have any questions, check out ruffiansoftware.com for our new look, or email support@techidmanager.com. Y'all have a great